Greetings and welcome to PinballHelp. Mike here. Today I am working on a one-shot pinball review, this little series I call, of the game Deadpool. This is a George Gomez design. This has come out in the last year or so, and I want to give you my impression of it and a little overview of how it works and the gameplay and the rules and all that. So, what do you say we just play a quick game, and then I'll stop and I'll talk a little bit about the rules. This is a really fun game that has a lot of interesting stuff going on in it. It's obviously comic book Deadpool themed. It's really got great integration, great humor, great music. It's got a custom soundtrack done just for the game. And the playfield layout is really interesting and fun. And I really think this may be one of George Gomez's best games. It's really, really well done. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a different game from some of Stern's other titles. The rule set in its current configuration is more linear than strategic compared to, say, Iron Maiden. This game has longer ball times, and it's more fun and casual than something like Iron Maiden. But it's a great complement. It's got a completely different kind of play feel to it, and there's just so many interesting little things going on. So let's just play a quick little game, and then I'll stop and I'll talk about the rule set and give you an overview of how it works.
Hold on to your britches.
Now, I'm not going to play super well because I want to make this a short game. But obviously, skill shot. You see the blinking shot up at the top. But you can also hold the left flipper and have it come around and try to go for that lit shot there. You see, and which I missed.
Welcome to Deadpool!
One of the neat things about this game is there's a lot to look at on the DVD, on the LCD screen. So even if you're not actively playing, it's a fun game to watch. It's got the most interaction in a display of any pinball machine that I've seen to date, in terms of really giving you an idea of what's going on in the game in a creative, kind of clever way. You'll see the center is the little Deadpool character, and we're about to start one of his modes right there. So you hammer that guy in the middle enough times, and he'll give you a multi-ball. And balls are popping all over the place. And you'll notice there's all kinds of music, every conceivable style, from country to disco, is in the game. So there's something for everybody. Oh, and I added a ball. I think I did, yep. Woo! There goes one down. Oh! We're all over the place today. So we've got a couple of modes happening right now. Oh, don't want to lose it yet. Oh, now it's over. That was not a bad little Deadpool mode. Now you're seeing another fun thing, the little slice and dice mode there. There's a lot of humor, a lot of interesting fun things happening in this game. See, we're collecting weapons. We got these modes we can select. And I'm going to go into how that all works. A lot going on there.
Mystique wins. Nice shot, rookie.
So rage mode was the one where the spinners were kind of active. Now, if you're watching this, you're like, I don't know what happened. What exactly just happened? I'll explain all that in a minute.
Skills I didn't know you had.
So let's get that skill shot. Top. Oh, nice little Lazarus save there. Chimichangas. What are chimichangas? They're one of 3 different kinds of bonus you can get in this game.
Shoot that blinky light. It's right there.
And now you notice that all the weird sound effects are all over the place. There's sound effects from Stargate and Defender in this game. So there's our scoop. This will give us a whole bunch of different little things. Kick weapons, our extra ball.
Make your choice.
Let's go back and fight Snikt.
Battle.
So why are we fighting characters?
Is that you, Mystique?
Part of the game is to defeat these characters. And I'll explain in a minute. Every time you defeat a character, it gives you some special additional feature. Like if I defeat Mystique, it allows the modes to last longer. And another one of the characters will give me higher scoring and other stuff like that.
It ain't over. Meet my katana. Hack and whack.
All right, let's demonstrate the boom button. You'll see I have B-O-O-M here on the inlanes and the outlanes.
Hey!
Now we got boom lit, and on there's a button on the top of the bar. When I hit that, it automatically spots the highest value single shot on the playfield. So you want to use that typically when you got a mode going where there's something important happening.
It's katana wielding time. Katana B's ready to go. Achievement!
Just listen to audio; it's just so funny in this. Oh, now I've started Ninja Multiball, I believe.
Ninjas. Why did it have to be ninjas?
This is one of the main multi-ball modes. Oh.
Hey, turns out you don't suck.
Oh, that was stupid. So now would be a good time to hit the boom button. But I might want to wait until I take out a few more jackpot shots, because then it would spot the super jackpot shot.
Let's see what we have in here for you.
Oh! Oh! There it is. See, I hit the boom button right as I lost multi-ball.
Boom button anytime.
There he is.
There's it again.
Your favorite merc.
So there's some strategic value in knowing when to hit that boom button and different things. Sometimes if you can hit it, it might actually restart multi-ball. If, for example, the highest value shot was a, add a ball. Oh, super skill shot there.
You don't think, go in.
All right.
Hey! Make your choice.
Man, I still haven't completed a mode. Let's take out.
Enjoy. You open again and again and again. Me too. That's such a coincidence.
Come on. Show you how we can get a fatality shot.
I always leave them wanting more.
Oh, and I was robbed. But the boom button was lit, so I hit it. It spotted me that. That was nice. Okay. All right. So, did you catch all that? Did you understand that game? No? Let's go over some of the basic rules of this
Look
game.
who's winning.
So, basically, the playfield layout for Deadpool is pretty straightforward. You've got only 2 flippers. It's one of the few recent Stern games, it only has 2 flippers. They've been doing a lot of them with multiple upper flippers and stuff. So you got your in lanes and your out lanes, and they spell BOOM. That spots a special button on your lockdown bar that'll spot the highest value single shot. So you can use that in different ways. If you collect, I think, 4 of them, you get a super boom, which will spot all lit shots on the playfield. So let's talk about a few other things. There's 3 types of bonus in this game. There's weapons, ninjas, or the throwing stars, and chimichangas. And the more of those you collect, the more bonus you get at the end of every ball. Now, it carries over from each ball. You collect ninjas by shooting the triangle primary shots there when they're purple. And what's neat is you will see on the screen Deadpool fighting these ninjas, and that gives you an indication of how many ninja shots there are lit on the thing. So you collect those. Those are worth a certain amount of points. And then you have chimichangas, and you qualify chimichangas by shooting the right orbit, and then it'll light the other major shots, and each one is a chimichanga, and it's got this little punch card. And the more chimichangas you collect, the more bonus in that area you get to. And I believe there's probably some special modes that you can unlock if you collect enough of these things. And that's especially true with the 3rd type of bonus, which is called weapons. And what a weapon is, basically, is a combo. So anytime you make one of the major shots, you'll see a little white X light at different other shots. If you make that other shot in a certain amount of time, you'll get a weapon. And multiple combos give you multiple weapons. Weapons are kind of like, that's a progress ladder in the game that will unlock different things. By default, I believe 10 weapons will light extra ball at the scoop. 47 lights a special multi-ball mode called Mech Suit Multi-Ball. So you get 100 weapons, it adds a permanent playfield multiplier. I have not gotten to that point yet. But so that's kind of the basic bonus thing. So let's talk about some of the different shots. So you have 2 banks of stand-up targets, each one 4 targets, dead and pool on the left and the right. And by hitting those, you qualify modes and quests. And you'll see, or battles and quests. So there's 3 primary battles: Juggernaut, Mystique, and Sabretooth. And when you defeat those, you get special abilities. I think Mystique adds more time, and Juggernaut increases the value of things on the playfield, and it varies depending upon the thing. And then if you complete all 3 of those, it qualifies a special multi-ball wizard mode called Sauron. And you see there's a Mr. Sinister there. That's another mini wizard mode that you can get to. And then you have 2 quests down here, T-Rex and Megalodon. And each of those are basically modes. The battles and the quests are modes. They're timed modes. There's a lot of timed things on this game. And most of them, it's hit X number of shots in a certain amount of time, and then you finish the mode. And some of them have, like when you're battling these things, once you complete enough of the shots, the scoop will light for a final shot that gives you like an extra jackpot. And that's how you collect all those things. Now, a lot of stuff doesn't stack with each other. That's one of the unfortunate things. There's not as much strategy here as you would think. Once you start a mode, it disables qualifying for a variety of other modes that there are on the playfield. But these battles and the quests are kind of the primary thing, and once they happen, there's not a lot that you can stack. Now, there are some things you can stack, but in the current version that we have here, you cannot stack a multi-ball mode with a multi-ball mode. So but it will allow you to stack certain other modes together. So let's go over some of the other features on the playfield. So you have your left orbit, left ramp, right orbit, and right ramp, which is actually kind of a crisscross to the left ramp. This right ramp shot is pretty hard to hit because you got to go up this and back up there, and it takes a lot of power and a lot of precision to make that whole thing. It's very satisfying when you do. There's another way you can make this by shooting straight up the middle, and there's a stand-up target there called the Snikt Target, and you can hit that, deflect off of that, and go up the ramp. And it's a very lucrative shot to hit because if you can do it, it will give you a playfield multiplier for a certain amount of time. So that's one of those shots that you can kind of stack on top of other things. And you have this center spinner shot, and you also have the left out lane, which has a spinner on it too. So there's left orbit. So you have two different spinners, and the spinners correspond to different characters. There's the disco girl here. What's her name? Dazzler. And then you have another. There's another guy up there. God, I'm forgetting all the names. I was never a big comic book. Not super big into comic books, so. But
I thought you'd never ask.
all right, hold on.
Use the flipper buttons to select top lane.
All right, let me stop that. Okay, so the scoop right here in the middle, that's kind of your main shot because it starts all the modes. It's also used to collect various rewards and things like that. There's a random award there. There's an extra ball there. It's a jackpot shot for the ends of a lot of the modes. So that's kind of the primary shot. It can be hit with either flipper. Same thing with this left ramp. You can backhand that left ramp. What's interesting is the center spinner shot can actually be hit with either or, even though it looks like it's impossible to hit from the right flipper. It actually is not. But it's a pretty precise shot. It's very clever. Never seen a shot like that before, where you just shoot off the right and it has to go left. And there's a lot of interesting little angles in this game. It's a lot deeper than you might think at first glance. So there's a little turnaround target up in here, and you'll see there's also these little triangles that say team up. So I believe the way that works is once you've defeated one of these characters, or things light up and you can have another person team up with you to create more damage. So you can kind of, if you hit certain shots, it maximizes the points and the damage to the other enemy, and helps you clear the progress path a little bit easier. You'll see also there's this big katana that's integrated in, which is really clever, with the blade being an actual path for the ball. This is one of the main multi-ball modes, which if you shoot 3 balls up there, you lock them and you start katana multi-ball, which you saw us do. The other main thing is this little Deadpool thing. Now, this guy is a little bobblehead character, and there's 3 drop targets in front of a stand-up target in there. It's a lot like the itchy and scratchy shot in the Simpsons Pinball Party. You knock the targets down, and then you go behind it. Instead of it being an out hole, it's a stand-up target. But this will, every time you qualify, you got to hammer it enough times to where he turns green, and then you can qualify his mode, and then another shot will start it. The first mini Deadpool mode is a 2-ball multi-ball. The second one is Deadpool Frenzy, where it's like Dough Frenzy. It's all the switches are 100,000 points all over the playfield, and every time you hit him, there's more and more modes that you can unlock there. And this will typically stack with other things depending upon what it is you're doing. If you have another multi-ball mode going, it's not going to happen. I'm not still 100% sure, and I don't know if I want to say anything as far as what stacks with what, because I do believe it's possible that this may change in the future as far as the versions and stuff like that. So you see, we're only on like version 1.02, and I do think there's a few bugs in this. If you hit the Deadpools enough, it lights this regenerate outlane here, which is a ball save, but it doesn't always work, especially during multi-ball. It tends to let the ball drain and you lose it. So there are still some bugs in this current version, but that being said, it's still a tremendously fun game to play. There's a lot of humor. I really love the integration with the DMD, and let's talk about that. Let's get back out of this. All kinds of fun music, and then you have the DMD where you've got like Berserk and Frenzy, and there's a Sea Witch in the background, and he's playing pinball. It's a kind of an interesting kind of meta thing going on, and it's fun to watch the display because when you're battling these characters, you're actually fighting there, and the sooner you do damage to them, meaning the sooner
Plunge like the wind.
the sooner you shoot.
Come on.
All right, the sooner you take them out, the more points you get. So that basically is it. So let's give it another try and let's see what we're going to do. So that was the chimichanga shot. So it's lit the chimichanga parts. So if I hit any of those... Oh, now that shot I just did was the Dazzler shot, that left orbit. let's, of course I can't do anything now when I need to do it. Oh! Alright. There's a couple of other modes. There's a disco multi-ball mode, which I think is really fun. So let's try to see if we can get that going. See, disco spins 40. So if I hit the left orbit, and see how it goes down? When it gets to 0, I'll qualify disco multi-ball. Oh. So I've qualified Quest, so when I shoot this, it'll give me modes to go. Oh, almost hit the Snikt. Oh, and I lost it. Okay, so let's give the game another try and see what we can do.
My mercenary sense is tingling.
Use the flipper buttons to select top lane skill set.
Know what time it is? Shimmy time.
There's that very hard shot
Nice
there.
one.
I've been waiting for
Okay, so now little Deadpool's qualified. See, it's green. So if I can get the ball back behind there with the target, that'll qualify that mode. I'll go for. There it is. So the ball's locked behind there. Now,
Let me hold that.
the sooner I hit that, the higher the jackpot's going to be for this. So I want to hammer it right away,
Place the balls.
because that was a hurry up. Relatively short ball timer on this mode. Now you will notice that there's lights up there on the rollovers. That's for your multiplier for the end of ball bonus multiplier. So there's our jackpot shot, little Deadpool.
Dude, it's an ion power neutralizer.
Quest is lit.
Hammering those jackpots. Oh, so you got a ball stuck up there. Like a little extra thing. There's our super jackpot. That's pretty lucrative. Oh, no! That sucked. Oh! that was brutal. The game seemed to know the ball was up there. That's interesting. It might have not been intentional.
Loop again. We'll make more.
All right. Got the ball stuck up there. It didn't know it.
Frenzy.
So the ball save was going to kick that out. Yeah.
You locked the katana ball.
Oh! Nice shot there.
Multiple ninjas.
All right, now
Balls.
I think we got something stacked here. One down. Oh! How many of them do I get back? What's going on? Oh, lost that one.
You're the first knucklehead to hit a jackpot. You
Extra ball is lit.
There's my multiplier. So did it suspend that rage mode It's hard to tell. Because I went back into it, or was it going on during the multi-ball? It's hard to tell. There we go. Collect my extra ball. So everything happens at the scoop here.
Boy, your girl. Stark's got nothing.
I don't know if you're noticing all the funny little things on the
Extra
screen.
ball in the bomb.
Make your choice. Mystique.
Let's go for one of the quests because we haven't seen
The
those.
computer says we're 3 million years BCE, in the Pliocene period. We're picking up 2 large creatures battling below.
So this mode, you want to shoot the red jackpot shot, but the purple shots will limit the. They'll increase the jackpot and reduce the area where the possible jackpot could end up at. Oh.
Yep, it's a razor-sharp vampire-killing silver katana.
Okay, so I got the boom button lit, but I'm not going to go for it just yet.
Boom button. What do you think?
No, not yet. There we go. Oh no! I'll take it. Uh-oh. Okay. Come on, give me some control. Give me control. Oh! Gotta hit that boom.
Boom's away.
Didn't do anything for me, really, though.
Like I always say.
All right,
3 balls,
let's keep this
not
thing
enough
going.
time.
Not bad for ball 1, technically. Obviously, really good flow on this game. And so many satisfying shots, and the ball's all over the place. It's really cool. Come on. All right.
It's a self-cycling exhaust gas launcher thingy.
Make your choice. Mystique. Sabertooth.
Stick out savers. We still haven't even completed any of the modes yet. Ah! That's brutal. Ah!
Hey, Sabertooth.
Oh,
Brush your
come
saber
on.
teeth.
Ah. This is also a game where nudging is really important. You get your nudging down, you can really have a lot of ball control. You have long ball times. Oh, come on. There we go.
Play nice, kitty.
Oh, I don't like the boom.
Boom's away.
Didn't help me there. All right, let's try to start one of my favorite modes here, which is disco multi-ball mode.
You got the mystery award.
We're probably gonna not be able to get to it because now we
Make
pick
your choice.
the mode.
Truck is under attack. I'll handle the Kraken. You retrieve the Megalodon's tooth.
brick, brick, brick. There's one. No!
Don't make me come over there.
Boy, that ramp. Come on. Ah! It's one of those days. One of those days. So there you have it. A fun game. It's a game that has a lot of repeat playability too, and a lot of fun, humor, and it's definitely worth checking out. I highly recommend the game. Well done, and I look forward to seeing it evolve even more. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.